Welcome, everyone, and a very happy new year to you. Welcome to 2026. If you receive Social Security in any form, whether that's retirement benefits, disability, SSDI, survivor benefits, spousal benefits, or SSI, you really need to stay with me for this update because January is shaping up to be one of the busiest and most confusing months we've seen in a long time. A new year does not mean things are slowing down. In fact, it's the opposite. January is packed with payment dates, benefit changes, higher checks, higher deductions, and several major economic announcements that could shape the rest of the year. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly when your money is arriving, what has already changed, what is coming next, and how all of this affects your real monthly budget, not the numbers on paper. My goal here is simple: to break this down in plain, easy-to-understand language so you know exactly what's happening with your money and you're not caught off guard. If this is your first time watching, I want to welcome you, and I encourage you to subscribe so you never miss an important update like this. And for those of you who've been here for a while, thank you. This community exists because of you, and I truly appreciate every single person who takes the time to watch and stay informed. Now let's get into everything that's happening this month, because there is a lot to cover, and every detail matters. Let's start with something that has already happened and may have confused a lot of people. If you receive SSI, your January payment did not arrive in January. It actually arrived on December 31st. This is completely normal and happens every year when January 1st falls on a holiday. About 7.5 million SSI recipients received their January payment early, and this payment already included the new cost of living adjustment for 2026. That means many of you have already seen the increase hit your account. If you haven't checked yet, I strongly recommend doing so, because the numbers should look different than what you were used to last year. With the 2.5% COLA now in effect, the maximum SSI benefit for an individual has increased to $967.94 per month, and for a married couple, the maximum benefit is now $1,451.91. These are the new 2026 maximum amounts, and they are officially locked in. That early payment was your first look at how your benefits will look this year. Now let's talk about everyone else, because the payment schedule for January is unusual thanks to weekends and holidays. The first big payment date to be aware of is Thursday, January the 2nd. This payment is arriving earlier than usual for certain recipients. Normally, these payments would go out on January 3rd, but since January 3rd falls on a Saturday this year, Social Security is sending those payments out one day early. Who does this affect? Generally, this includes people who have been receiving Social Security benefits since before May of 1997, as well as people who receive both Social Security and SSI at the same time. These are known as concurrent beneficiaries, and yes, that is very much a real category. If that applies to you, your payment arrives on January 2nd, and it will include your COLA increase. Next, we move into the Wednesday payment schedule, which is how most Social Security benefits are paid. The first Wednesday payment for January is January 14th, the second Wednesday of the month. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th of any month, this is your payment date. This will be the first wave of higher Social Security checks going out to retirement beneficiaries, disability recipients, SSDI, survivors, and spousal benefit recipients. Your COLA increase will be included in this payment. However, there is something extremely important you need to be aware of. This is also when many of you will see the increased Medicare Part B premium deducted from your check. The Part B premium for 2026 has increased to $185 per month, up from $174.70 last year. That means while your benefit amount went up, your Medicare deduction also went up, and for many people, that increase is going to take a large chunk of the COLA. I don't want anyone to be shocked when they see the net amount deposited into their account. The next payment date is January 21st, the third Wednesday of the month. If your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, this is your day. The same rules apply here. You'll receive your higher benefit amount with the COLA included, and you'll also see the higher Medicare Part B premium deducted. Make sure you factor this into your budgeting so you're not counting on money that isn't actually there. Then we have January 28th, the fourth Wednesday of the month. If your birthday falls between the 21st and the 31st, this is when your payment arrives. Again, This includes your COLA increase, and again, the Medicare Part B premium increase applies. I know it's frustrating to hear the same thing over and over, but I want to be very clear and very realistic, so no one is blindsided. Now here's some genuinely good news, especially for SSI recipients. Because February 1st falls on a Sunday, your February SSI payment will arrive early. That payment is scheduled for Friday, January 30th. This means SSI beneficiaries will receive 2 payments in January. One already arrived on December 31st for January, and the second arrives on January 30th for February. Both payments include the new, higher COLA-adjusted amounts. This can be incredibly helpful if you plan ahead and use that timing to manage expenses more effectively. Beyond payment dates, January is also packed with major economic announcements that can influence future benefits, COLA increases, and the overall financial landscape. One of the first big reports arrives on Friday, January 9th, when the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases the December jobs report. This report tells us how many jobs were created and gives us a snapshot of the economy at the end of the year. This matters because it shows whether businesses felt confident enough to hire during the holiday season. Strong hiring can signal economic strength, while weak hiring can raise red flags about consumer spending and business confidence. Just a few days later, on Tuesday, January 13th, we get December's inflation data. This is a critical report, especially for people on fixed incomes. December is often a more inflationary month because of holiday spending and higher demand for goods and services. This data helps us understand whether inflation is easing or continuing to squeeze household budgets. Remember, the COLA increase you're seeing now is based on inflation data from earlier in the year. If inflation has remained high, that COLA may not stretch as far as it needs to. Then, on January 28th, the same day as the fourth Wednesday payments, the Federal Reserve will make its next interest rate announcement. Chairman Jerome Powell will explain whether rates are staying the same, going up, or potentially coming down later in the year. Interest rates affect everything from credit cards and loans to housing costs and overall economic growth. Whatever the Fed decides will give us important clues about where the economy is headed in 2026. It's also important to understand that these changes don't affect everyone in the same way. Parents and single caregivers receiving survivor benefits or SSI need to pay close attention to the timing of these payments, especially with school expenses and household costs. Disabled individuals on SSDI should be aware that while the COLA increase is real, the Medicare premium increase is just as real, and the net increase may be much smaller than expected. Seniors on retirement benefits are facing higher costs for food, utilities, and prescriptions, and the COLA simply isn't keeping up with real-world expenses for many households. If you're receiving both VA benefits and Social Security, make sure you're tracking both payment schedules carefully, because they don't always line up. And if you're still working while receiving benefits, remember the earnings limits for 2026. If you're under full retirement age, you can earn up to $23,400 without reducing your benefits. For SSDI recipients, the substantial gainful activity limit is $1,620 per month. Earning over these limits can cause serious problems, so be careful. Now let me leave you with some positive and practical information. The COLA increase is automatic. You didn't need to apply or fill out any paperwork. It's already in effect. Creating a My Social Security account online allows you to check payments, verify amounts, update direct deposit, and download documents quickly and easily. There are also assistance programs available that many people don't realize they qualify for, including SNAP, heating assistance, and prescription drug help. These programs exist to help stretch your benefits further. January is a busy month, and 2026 is going to be a challenging year for many households, but you are not alone. I'll be right here breaking down every update, every change, and every announcement so you can stay informed and prepared. If this video helped you understand what's happening with your benefits, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this information with anyone who might need it. Drop a comment and let me know how these changes are affecting you and what your biggest concern is this month. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this community, and I'll see you in the next video.